Has anybody heard of the term imposter syndrome? Now, this is a term, along with quiet quitting, that I just recently heard about. And it's basically where you don't feel like you've earned your stripes. You don't feel comfortable in your own success. In other words, it's the inability to really believe that through your hard work and skills and talents, your success was duly earned or deserved or well deserved. I thought that was kind of deep. You know what I mean? I mean, you hear the term being thrown around, but when you really dig into it, it's kind of deep. It's like you feel like a fraud, even though you've worked hard to get there or to get what you have gotten in terms of success or achievements. Now, even though the term is fairly new, this is not a new thing. You know what I mean? The feelings behind this whole syndrome it's not new. You know, I worked at, well, you don't know. I used to work at a company years ago. I temped there. It's a well-known company and it's very technical. It's into like electronics and technology and yada, yada, yada. And that is not my forte. That's not my background at all. But I was temping there in a particular position that called on one to at least be somewhat mindful or aware of these certain things. And if not, just be quick on the come up to at least grasp them to, operate in this particular role. So long story short, I was there and I was given some tasks, some were just administrative as far as call this up, order this, yada, 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 as far as different manufacturing parts. And then I was moved over to another department. Well, not really another department, but I was working hand in hand with another department where we were doing Excel spreadsheets, which I know the basics of, but then, putting in the formulas and coming up with this. But they also had their own system, their own database that was pretty intricate as far as different terms and terminology used for these different industrial parts and systems. So when I hooked up with the one guy that was instructing me on the database, he wasn't expecting too much as far as me understanding the ones and the twos. He was nice about it, but, very upfront that, if you can't get this, that's fine. We'll just, we'll do what we can. So I sat with it for a moment, along with the Excel spreadsheet that, again, had all these formulas and this and that. I'm collapsing columns. I'm rearranging this. I'm putting cells over here and this and that. And then when I got to their database, I was supposed to merge it with their database. And after maybe one or two tries, I was able to get it. I was able to plug in the things and get the information that they needed. So when I was presenting this to the guy after this particular project was done, he did not hide his amazement. He didn't. He was like, and you were able to do this? And I'm surprised myself. And I sort of felt uncomfortable because I felt like, well, I know this was supposed to be up here as far as on a scale of 1 to 10, as far as it being difficult. I'd say it would be about an 8 to somebody that has no idea what these terms are and new to the database. I'd like to think that I'm a quick learner. But this, even for me, I think was above my head. But I almost felt like, maybe I shouldn't have gotten this. Maybe I shouldn't have understood this because I wasn't even privy to all this stuff. And I'm a layperson, I'm a layperson. This is all new to me. And maybe I didn't get this right. Maybe, how did I figure this out? I was really questioning myself. Like, I mean, I know I'm smart, but this was a handful. This was quite the task. So I say all that to say, sometimes you find yourself in situations where it's a difficult situation or difficult to accomplish or difficult to achieve. And somehow, some way, it comes easy to you for whatever reason. Maybe this is just your lane that you just now discovered or whatever. But that may bring about a slight case of imposter syndrome as far as being able to achieve things very quickly or achieving things that are deemed difficult and it comes easy to you. Or not as hard. It's not as hard to you. But for a lot of people, it's a lot heavier than that. It's a little heavier than just a spreadsheet and doing well in a database. There are a lot of people that struggle in their success. Again, that crown of success, whether it be through school, whether you graduated with honors, whether you became CEO of that company, whether you finally got that starring role in the movie, whether you've been honored with awards, or whether people really put you in high esteem. Maybe you've been honored with other titles and other things and other roles, and paths have been opened up to you because of your achievements. That crown of success weighs heavy on their head because they feel out of place and they feel undeserving of it. They wear it as a burden, as an albatross around their neck, because they feel like they're going to be found out, like they're a fraud, like they're a grifter. It's like Oz from the Wizard of Oz. And once somebody pulls back that curtain, they're going to find out that all great and powerful Oz is nothing but a little old man with no real power at all. But see, this is where your faith kicks in. This is where your relationship with God should kick in. And know that He made you purposefully and has imbued you with strengths and abilities that only you have, that only you can do in your own way. So if you put in the work, you're going to reap the rewards. Meaning you put in the hard work, you put in the time and the perseverance and the effort, you will get your reward. You will get that success. You will accomplish your goals. And when you achieve them, you need to stand in them. You need to recognize who you are, what your lineage is as far as you are a child of God, and that it's really not all for you anyway. So you don't need to take on this burden of success and, oh, do I really deserve it? Because it's all to the glory of God anyway. It's all His. Again, your relationship with God will reinforce not only who you are, but where you are meant to be. And if you put those skills to work, and if you put those talents to work, and you put in the time and the effort, you're supposed to reap what you sow. You're supposed to get out of those efforts what you put in. Like I said, God put you here for a reason to do specific things. And He put a desire in your heart to achieve these certain things. And guess what? Why not you? Like I said, a lot of people doubt themselves so much that they get anxious, they get fearful, they start to panic like someone's going to find out the truth, as if the truth isn't what it actually is, which is that you've earned it. You went to school, you put in the time, you read the books, you studied, you're supposed to get A's, you're supposed to graduate. Why wouldn't you be qualified to go to Harvard? Believe it. Believe that you can achieve it and achieve it. Go about your Father's works. Go about and be a living testimony to His grace, to His power, and to His glory. I'm here to tell you that all of your accomplishments, all of your goals that you have realized, all of the accolades that you have received thus far, you are deserving of. If you put in that work, you are deserving of it. You belong, you deserve, you matter, and you count. So I want you to stand in your greatness, stand in your accomplishments and all that you were meant to be, and know that your path to success, to greatness, via your hard work and talents has already been authorized and ordained by God. This success and this greatness that you're so fearful of, there's no need to. It's woven in your DNA. God put you here for a reason, so stand in that light. Go forward and conquer. Accomplish those goals. And know that you are deserving of it. Your success is a testimony to God. Your success is God's success in your life. And you acknowledging it. That's not to brag. We're not talking about being braggadocious. We're talking about owning your greatness. When you know who you are, you know who you're not. And you are not an imposter. You are not a fraud. You did not get here by some type of magical whatever. You got here through your efforts and through God's authorization. All of your success has been authorized by God. You put in the work, you acknowledge Him. That is a winning combination. And what God has for you is for you. You can try and outrun your blessings all you want, but it would behoove you to stand still and accept it and say, God, I am worthy. Because you made me worthy, I am worthy. And if He says it's good, then it's good indeed. So, with that being said, I need you to disrobe anybody who's feeling this imposter syndrome and just putting on this cloak of just unsureness and just doubt and disbelief. I need you to shake that off. I need you to take off that cloak of imposter syndrome. And I need you to go forth in confidence in knowing who and what you are. And with that, we are going to put a button on it.